Hello, everybody. You have tuned in to the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance. Cops for Kids, subsidiary of the Indiana State Police Alliance. And Tom Trial, behind-the-scenes cameraman, puts us on YouTube each week. Thank you, Tom. He's back here waving at me. He's alive and well. And I have Captain Dave Burstyn again with me this week. We're talking about something that's going to be coming up here shortly, and a couple things that we're going to be talking about, but kind of go hand in hand. Thanks for coming in, Captain.
Well, thank you for having me here. Please call me Dave.
Oh, okay. Captain Dave.
You are a car.
I appreciate you being here, Dave. And we're going to talk about something that's been going on quite a few years and very important to the Indiana State Police family. And to remember a fine gentleman that served with us for the Indiana State Police and a friend of yours.
Yes, more than a friend, best man at my wedding, Lieutenant Gary Dudley, killed August 22nd, 2006. While he was on a bicycle ride in support of raising funds for survivors of law enforcement officers for their children.
Concerns of police survivors.
Killed in the line of duty.
Yep.
And while he was on that ride, August 22nd, he was struck by a vehicle. He and Chief Gary Martin from Lake County Police in northwest Indiana was killed, and also a member of the Indianapolis Police Department was injured in that as well. Fortunately, he recovered, but Gary and Gary both lost their lives.
And in support of that, in remembrance of that, they have a special event that they do every year.
They do. What happened, what Carolyn Dudley did, and that's Gary's widow, that year after his death, she started a bicycle ride because Gary was an avid bicyclist. And he did a lot of century rides, a lot of other rides, and thought, what better way to pay tribute to what he has done, and the formation of the Gary Dudley Memorial Scholarship Foundation to benefit surviving children of officers killed in the line of duty. And that's city, county, state, or federal if they are in Indiana. Yeah. So Carolyn started this ride. It's the primary way of raising money. The first one was August of 2007, or September of 2007, and it's continued every year since then. This is the ninth, I think they actually did a ride. Now I've lost track of time. I think they did a ride the first year. This is the ninth ride that this has been done. It's done out in Plainfield, Indiana. You can get all the information that you need to know about it by going to a very simple website. It's called GarysRide.com. GarysRide.com. It has all the information. It is happening on August 22nd, which is ironically is the 9th anniversary of Gary's death. It's at the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy, and they've got a ride that's less than a mile, and they've got a ride that's up to 100 miles. Yeah. It's very cost friendly. If it's an individual rider, it's $22. If it's a family, whether it's a family of 3 or 10, it's a flat fee of $50, and that includes lunch, refreshments, stationary and moving areas, and maps of the different rides that you can take.
And that's also supported very heavily by law enforcement, local, city, state, out there having static displays. So it's not only just the bicyclists out there, but kind of get to interact with the police officers.
You do. There's a display of equipment. Department of Natural Resources, conservation officers always have a very nice display out there. State Police has a display. We have other agencies, fire department that comes. So it's a great thing for a family event. Even if you don't ride, if you just want to come out and throw $1 or throw $10 into the collection pot for the foundation, that's appreciated.
The rides, are they posted online also, so you can see where they're going to go beforehand?
I think on the site that you can find information about that. I truly don't know the answer to that question. I'm sorry. I should have been better prepared. I don't have that.
I don't know about that either. I didn't know if they had, but there's going to be, like you say, several different routes. So if you're a novice or if you're very much into bicycling.
Yeah, there's a short ride that you can make however long you want, and then there are planned distance routes. They're marked. Everything is marked out. They'll have maps there the day of the event.
Again, at the ILEA in Plainfield, Indiana, Indiana Law Enforcement Academy. And this is a rain or shine event?
It is rain or shine, depending upon how heavy the rain is. It may just be an elimination. We've been very blessed for the years that it's been going on out there. I think a couple times there's been a light rain. Last year, I think the weather was really good. We're hoping for good weather this year.
And again, the place to go to find this information?
Go to GarysRide.com, GarysRide.com, and all the information you need is there.
And the prices one more time.
The price, if you're going as an individual, is $22. If you're going as a family, and that's a husband and wife, or a husband and wife and 5 kids, whatever it is, $50.
Great. And August 22nd.
That is August 22nd.
What time does it start? Have we talked about that?
The ride, actually, the check-in starts at 7 o'clock, goes till 11. But all the riders are required to check in at registration. There's an all-century 100-mile, there's a 75-mile course, and riders are expected to depart on whatever course they've chosen by 8:30. So really, you need to be there at 7.
Okay.
If you're doing the family stuff and you're just going to come, then you can come later. But that registration does end at 11 o'clock if you haven't pre-registered.
All right, good deal. Well, let's go to another part that's going to kind of be the same benefit or kind of the same area with, again, Gary Dudley, and that's the car show that you got coming up.
Yeah, and this is going to be something new, and it's still tied to the Gary Dudley Memorial Scholarship Foundation. Some people that are listening on the radio or watching the show on YouTube may recall that last year, Church Brothers Collision Center had their first annual, I don't know if you can call it a first annual, but they had their first car show out at their facility at 700 North Shadeland on the east side of Indianapolis. A lot of people were said, hey, this is going to be your first car show. If you get 50 to 100 cars, that's a success.
Yeah.
They had, I think it was over 200 cars come to the show. Very well received. And we did have outstanding weather.
Oh, yeah.
And we're hoping for a repeat of that. And we had lots of participation from the Indiana State Police. And last year, the recipient of all the funds raised from that was Wounded Warriors.
Right, I know that.
And what was really a class act by what Church Brothers did is they committed, they said, we will front all of the costs for this show. Everything that is from people's registrations, we will donate 100% of that money to the charity, which then was Wounded Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, we will match it. So there was $5,500 raised from registrations. There were some expenses, some minor expenses, which Church Brothers also covered. But then they matched that. They gave Wounded Warriors a check for $11,000.
That's great.
Well, a couple of months ago, they were talking about we're looking for another worthy charity, and they were looking around, and I just threw out the idea. I said, "Hey, let me tell you about Gary Dudley and who he is and what happened to him." And they made a decision to make Gary Dudley's Foundation the recipient for this year's show. So we'll have a big state police showing there.
Yeah.
You can go to the Church Brothers website. You can go to the state police website. And right now, our first banner coming up on the state police website talks about the car show. You can click that. It'll take you there to tell you more information. If you've got a classic car and $20,
you're in.
You need to be part of this.
Yeah.
And your $20 will go to the Gary Dudley Memorial Scholarship Foundation. So it's as a matter of fact, I have this flyer.
You get the bulletin there that you can show
in my hands.
Great.
And I can bring it right here, and that's one side of it. And this tells you about the information about when, dates, times, all of that's there. And you can get this on the State Police website, on the Church Brothers website. And on the flip side, because we're very efficient, we have one flyer with 2 sides, and it gets all the information that you need to have. And anybody that's a Colts fan, a longtime Colts fan, they're going to know the name Big Joe Stasiak.
Oh, yeah.
Big Joe is going to be out there. J.D. Cannon from Hank FM will be out there as well. Donald Davidson from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Historian.
He's going to be there. So this is a fun event. There's going to be a jump house for the kids. it will be properly secured, so it's not going to float away. And so there's going to be lots of things that for the family to do. And the state police, from motorcycle officers, including our EOD, or in non-technical terms, the bomb squad.
Yeah.
They're going to be there. I believe we're going to have scuba. We're going to have our high-performance vehicle. And I'm told, so I hope that it's going to happen, the Indiana State Police has one Challenger that is used
Dodge Challenger
on patrol, and that Challenger will be there. So if you'll be able to see that, as well as I think we're going to have one of our Mustangs there as well. So lots of fun to have.
And it's a very family atmosphere.
Oh, yeah. Completely family atmosphere, and especially with the things they'll have for the kids this year,
right,
to come out. And such a good cause. There's going to be also, I think they're going to have some entertainment with, as far as music, with a DJ out there. So it's going to be a great event.
And again, that's at the Church Brothers location, which is
that's at 700 North Shadeland.
Okay.
People that are in the greater Indianapolis area, it's on the east side. The Shadeland exit is the last exit on I-70 before you get to 465. As a matter of fact, that's part of the 465 exit ramps. But you get off at 70 in Shadeland, and you go south about 15 blocks, and you are there. It's on the east side of the road. Their facility there used to be a car dealership. That's why they've got such a big parking lot.
Okay.
And it's a collision repair center now. So we will have personnel there. Our state police motor personnel, motorcycle officers, are going to be helping to guide people in to get them in there efficiently. And when the show's over, they're going to help get you back out on the road.
What times are we talking here, Dave?
On-site registration, if you haven't pre-registered, is from 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning. All the food fun, door prizes, mascots, all the displays are going to be happening basically from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They're going to be doing things that, as far as awards, best paint, best interior, best foreign vehicle, best modified rat rod, and they're going to have the top 20, as well as best engine, best Ford GM and Mopar pre-1981, and best Ford GM and Mopar 1981 to present. They're going to have a People's Choice Award, and the DJ said they're going to have a DJ's Award also. So it's going to be a neat, fun event. So you can register online in advance, but if you want to come there in person, 8 to 10 o'clock. And you definitely have to have your car there before noon if you want it to be judged.
So is Dave Burston's car going to be there?
Dave Burston's car will be there. I've got a 1970 Plymouth Duster.
Yeah.
It's lime green. It was the first car I ever owned. I bought it. I was the second owner, bought it in 1975, and I never sold it.
So is it going to be entered or just there?
It's entered.
Okay.
Last year was the first show because we had a lot of state police involved there with Wounded Warriors.
Right.
I was the first registered car.
Okay.
And with Gary Dudley being the recipient this year, I was the first paid registered car. So Church Brothers says this is an annual event. I've owned that Plymouth Duster since 1975. As long as that Plymouth is running and I am running and Church Brothers does this car show, I will be there.
And you can imagine last year, if we have the turnout, and hopefully it'll be larger, 200 cars to look at, from muscle cars to rat rods. It's going to be a big event.
It is going to be a big event, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. And somebody commented that went to it before. I said, this is just, it was nice. It was relaxing. It was enjoyable. And it will be.
Food available? Did I hear that?
There will be food. There's going to be some food trucks there. I don't recall which ones, but I think they're going to have a couple of food trucks. The Ice Barn is going to be there. Shaved ice, one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, I put them on. I was blessed enough to be asked to be part of Indy's top 5 a year or so ago, and they were part of my top 5. Great place to take the family. They have a fixed location out in Hendricks County, but they travel around to different events, and the Ice Barn will be at the Church Brothers car show.
Again, give the dates for that so we can have
the show is Saturday, August 29th. Rain date, we hope we don't need it, is August 30th. Registration is 8 to 10 o'clock on site, $20 per vehicle, open class, and the show will officially be running from 10 to 3. To get your car judged, you have to be there before 12 noon.
Great event. Make sure that you get out there and support Gary's ride. Again, you've been listening to the Indiana State Police Roadshow, brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance. Thank you, Captain Dave. I appreciate you being in here today.
You.
We hope we have sunshine for both events and have a big crowd there. We'll talk to you again next week on the Roadshow. Thanks for listening in, and make sure that you keep those kids buckled up. Roadshow out.